Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to another Division 2 video. My name is Prime and today I'm gonna show you the top 8 new meta assault rifles. Yes, as we know, next February Project Resolve will go live, the whole health update, and with that health update we will get a boost in weapon damages, in RPM and in mag size for the weapons and a lot more other things for the gear as well. But today we're gonna focus on the weapons, especially on the assault rifles. And there are a few very shocking weapons in there, or at least the weapons that I didn't expect to make it in the top 8 new meta assault rifles. So without further ado, let's jump right in and let me show you which gun you need to farm for before Project Resolve goes live. So before we begin, I wanted to tell you that this is still on the PTS phase testing. These are all the numbers from PTS phase 1. The 19th of January we will get phase 2 that whole weekend, and then we can test out a bit more things. So there are still things subject to change. So this is the chart I made. I remade the official Division 2 chart and I just added the best in slot assault rifles. I got a top 8 of assault rifles. Of course there are a lot more and everything is tested out as well. But these are the top 8 assault rifles that you need to look out for when Project Resolve drops in February. So let's start with number 8, and that is the TQB 408. Very high base damage, but throughout this low RPM we will have the lowest burst damage of this top 8. Then jumping over to our fan favorite from the first few years of the Division, and that is the P416. Yes, a little lower of the base damage, not the lowest of the base damage of our top 8, and still is up there because of his RPM. And as you can see, it's pretty close to the TQB. It only is a difference of 3k. Then jumping over to number 6, and that is the trusted FAL. This is the assault rifle that has the highest base damage on the list, but because of his lower RPM and lower mag size, it is on number 6. Then jumping over to number 5, and this is a very interesting one, and I didn't think that this gun would make the list, and that will be the G36. Yes, the G36 is number 5 on the list, tested on phase 1 of the Project Resolve. And it has a pretty low base damage, but because of his decent mag size and his high RPM, it is on number 5 on this list. So keep your eye out on the G36. And then jumping over to number 4, and this will always be in the top meta. This assault rifle is one of the fan favorites. And what are we talking about? Yes, we're talking about the FAMAS. The FAMAS is just such a great assault rifle. It's the lowest base damage of the top 8 assault rifles, but because it has a 50 round mag and of course that 900 RPM, it can do a lot of burst damage, and that's why it's number 4 on this list. And then let's jump over to number 3 on this list, and this is a shocker. I didn't really think that this gun would be close to the top 10, but that is the F2000. Yes, of course, the shield splinter then as well, his named variant, and this is so high up there because it has, of course, that high RPM. The mag size is one of the largest out there with 60, and that's why with that fast reload, with that fast RPM, you can do a lot of burst damage with this gun, and it is a lot higher than the FAMAS, as you can see, almost 14k. And as you can see, I also put out that -1 mod. As we know, the F2000 or the shield splinter can only hold 3 weapon attachments, so that's why there is -1 mod on there, and it's still good on the burst DPS. it is crazy that this F2000 is on the number 3 on this list. But let's jump over to the next one. The next two are exotic weapons. So yes, the F2000, the FAMAS and the G36 are the top 3 assault rifles if you don't go for exotics. So have a look what kind of gun you like and make sure that you at least have a F2000, a FAMAS and a G36 for Project Resolve. Whenever this drops in February, you are instantly ready to play with that new meta assault rifle. If you of course don't want to go into exotics. And that is the number 2, that's the Bighorn. Yes, the Bighorn is number 2 on this list with a decent base damage, high RPM, lower mag size, the reload is pretty fast, and it can do a bunch of burst DPS. And then of course, going for number 1, let's talk about it, it's gonna be the Eagle Bearer. Yes sir, the EB could be on top of the meta. Again, if you can stay alive, that is, of course. The EB will be number 1 contender for the new meta. But of course, most of us will probably just look at the golden guns, just look at the F2000, the FAMAS or the G36. But I think that now that a lot of people know that the Eagle Bearer is gonna be on top of the meta, if nothing changes, then a lot more people want to get into that Dark Hours raid. If you don't have it yet, look around the community, see who can help you out on your preferred platform, and definitely go for that EB. It's gonna be worth it, and it's gonna be a top meta contender. And I'm saying contender because you still need to get used to that EB, and that tenacity of course kicks in. That can take you out. But if you're used to the EB, if you like this gun, if you know how to play with it, you're gonna love the next update. You're gonna be on top of the meta with any builds you use with that EB. And these are the top 8 assault rifles that were tested on the PTS. I am not a mathematician, so I need to definitely give a shout out to Dot. Dot came up with this list. Dot made sure that he had some calculations correct and made this list with the meta guns out there. Of course, I will leave his channel down below. He streams on YouTube, he streams on Twitch, he makes content on YouTube as well. Definitely check him out. A great guy, and of course, always into the maths, always into the numbers. And again, thank you very much for letting me use your data. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think about this list. It's kind of crazy for me that that F2000 is on here, but I think it's gonna be an insane meta if it all stays this way, of course. Don't forget, this is still PTS testing. All these numbers are still subject to change. We're gonna test it out on the phase 2, of course, but for now, this is the top 8 assault rifles that you need to look out for. Let me know in the comments down below which gun you are gonna farm for, which gun you are gonna use, or did nothing change for you? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your opinions, but that's pretty much it for me. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. You are a freaking legend if you're still here. If you liked the video or helped you out in any way or form, make sure to like this video. And of course, if you're new here and you want to be updated about the Division 2, the Division universe, and the future Division 3, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. PurePrime out.